Yo, 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 Big Kish back up in here. This reporter podcast host, Lauren Conlin, she has been attending the Diddy trial and she been giving everybody an update of what's going on. Before we get into that, y'all make sure y'all get a copy of Street Dad, Geek Dad, Avoiding the Manufactured Mindset, written by me, Big Kish. The link will be in the description for purchase. We're about to get into the update on the Diddy trial, y'all. Y'all know I like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
Hey guys, Diddy, week 3, day 10. We have a lot to get through and I forgot my AirPods, so bear with me. We started off this morning with Capricorn Clark. She's a former Diddy assistant, former marketing manager for Sean John. She then was promoted to a global marketing manager, and then also she was Cassie's brand manager as well. She worked for Diddy on and off from 2004 to 2018, and then had another conversation about working with him in 2024, believe it or not, but we'll get there. And she met him in 2002, and they were actually hanging out as friends through a mutual friend of hers named Jeanette that she talked about. And in 2004, she was contacted by a headhunter that said, hey, you'd be perfect for this position of an executive assistant, because she previously worked at Def Jam Records, so she had experience. And then
this was the one they were saying that set up the freak off, like I guess like the towels and all of that, and the cloths and all baby oil. She the one that decorated the freak off.
And she said that she called Diddy because they were friends, or she called him Puff, and he said, yeah, hey, come work for me. Now, she says that one of her really good friends, or her best friends, has kids with Suge Knight. So on her first day of work, she described that Diddy and a security guard took her out into Central Park at 9 o'clock at night, or after 9, and basically said, if anything happens with Suge, we'll have to kill you.
Oh.
And she also, she actually told us that one of the bodyguards that we had been hearing about quite frequently, Rube and D-Rock, were brothers. Just a fact. I didn't know that. You know what? School just got out or something. I want to kind of move. So she also testified. Oh, she talked about 50 Cent. So I don't know what year this was, but she said that Diddy was doing a press event with 50 Cent at MTV, and they actually shared the same manager at this point, and his name was Chris Lighty. And she said that
I was about to say, 50 Cent talking all that junk about Diddy. He bet not be, hey, look, he bet not be oiled up. You doing all that running your lips about Diddy. Let's get it.
Chris Lighty and herself and Diddy got into an elevator, and Diddy was having a problem with 50 Cent, and he said something like, I don't like the back and forth, I like guns. So that was a moment where we kind of heard about this feud between 50 Cent and Diddy. Now, hold on, I'm moving. Sorry for the close-up. I gotta move. These kids are super loud. Okay, so she also talked about how Diddy borrowed jewelry from Jacob the jeweler, diamond necklace, a bunch of expensive jewelry, and she was in charge of it, and the jewelry was stolen. It went missing, and she talked about how she was taken, basically she had to go home from this trip when the jewelry was taken, and she was picked up the next day by Uncle Paulie, his main security guard at the time, and she was brought to this deserted building. And she said that the door locked on the outside, and actually that building turned out to be one of his future offices, but at the time it was really run down and gross. She said she was brought up to the 6th floor, and she was greeted by, a man, which she described as 5 times her size, chain smoking, at this table in the middle of the room. And she said that she was made to take a polygraph for 5 days straight. She could go home, in between, but she described being terrified and really having no choice.
They made her take a polygraph for what?
Let me see. Yeah, she said
this is the Capricorn Clark girl everybody talking about.
Said that, she was afraid of what would happen if she didn't take the polygraph. She felt forced into it. She also described being so stressed that she developed alopecia, which is where you lose your hair from stress. Dang. And she said that she would have no breaks during the day, and she would work from, when she was an assistant, she would work from 7 a.m. to 4 a.m. And Yeah, she made $65,000. And at one point, she went to HR about overtime, and they calculated her overtime, and it was something like $80,000. And she said that HR wrote it down for Diddy, and Diddy tore it up, and she never got her overtime. She testified to setting up hotel rooms like other assistants. She talked about how she would have to clean up after. Oh, and she also testified that Kim Porter stayed in hotel rooms with Diddy quite frequently. And the setup would be the, clothes, toiletries. We heard about the Louis Vuitton med bag. She corroborated that with different drugs. And she also mentioned a camera box with camera equipment in it and some drugs, I guess. And she talked about how she would clean up the hotel room after because there'd be baby oil everywhere. She said there'd be handprints on the walls in baby oil, and it would just be, on the floor, on the wall, just kind of everywhere.
So she got to clean up before. So she decorate the freak offs, then she got to clean up afterwards.
Corroborating what we've already heard. Let's see what else. She said that she saw him do drugs a couple times in her presence, mainly ecstasy. She also bought or got prescription drugs for him, and sometimes they would be under her name, sometimes under his name. She talked about an incident in Miami one summer in 2006 where, he had told her that she couldn't leave his house. She left to return Pharrell's manager to this music video location that he was shooting at, and when she came back, she got yelled at and she was exhausted. And she said the next day she woke up, she went into the kitchen to get some breakfast, and the chef was there also, and the chef was very exhausted. Chef Jordana or Jordan, and or Jordan Atkinson, I think. And she said she asked the chef about some turkey bacon, and the chef was like, there is no effing turkey bacon. And I guess that prompted Capricorn to be like, oh, I effing hate this place. And then she said that the chef went outside and told Diddy this, and that Diddy came back inside and put both of his hands on her shoulders, Capricorn Clark's shoulders, and used about 70% of his force to basically shove her out the door and told her to get the F out, get the F out. And she quit after that. That was 2006. And then she returned again in 2007, I believe. She returned again in 2007, and
I know she thinking about the millions that Cassie got up out of. I know she thinking like, hold up, this dude done treated me like this. I need a couple of them M's.
Was working as Sean John Women's brand manager, and she was making more money, and she was happier that way. So then we get into and she also said that Bad Boy paid her rent, paid her car, all of that stuff. So she was kind of beholden to them. So then we get to 2011, and we get to the fact that she's also working on projects for Cassie, and then we get into the Kid Cudi kidnapping incident, which we heard some new testimony here about what happened that night. So basically, she described that, Cassie started kind of bringing up Kid Cudi to her. One day, Cassie had texted Capricorn to see if Kid Cudi could come on a hike with them at Runyon. And Capricorn Clark was basically like, I'm paraphrasing, but she was like, why would you text on this phone? He pays for all of our phones. He's going to see this. So delete.
That's how he get them. That's how Diddy get them. He paid for all of their phones, all of their cars. He paid their rent. So now you really stuck. You really stuck. And this is how people get in them record deals too. I think, who was it? I think it was Lil Wayne and them complaining. It was like, no, I don't want you to pay my rent and stuff. I want my own money. I think it was BG back in the day when they was complaining that Baby wasn't paying them their money. Like, man, I want my own money. I don't want you buying my stuff, buying my clothes, sneakers, and all that. Nah.
Delete this. And then she went to get her a burner phone, basically. And so she kind of knew about.
Matter of fact, they said Mav Hoffa was doing that. They said instead of paying his employees, what he did was he would buy them new Timbs, new Nikes, and new outfits and all that. Well, really, they was supposed to be getting paid about 20, 30,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
About this relationship, and she kind of just said, Cassie, be careful. So we all know Diddy finds out about Kid Cudi, and Capricorn Clark says that she was at her home, and between 5 and 6 a.m. she was awoken by some banging at the door. It's Diddy outside of her home with a gun. She lets him in. She felt like she had to, and he says, "We're gonna go kill this mother effer. We're gonna go kill this whatever."
Talking about Kid Cudi.
She had no choice. She had to go. She said she gets in the car. He's got a gun on his lap. She said they get to Kid Cudi's house. Diddy and his associate, the bodyguard, they go inside. And she said that she called Cassie's burner phone. And then she changed the name to Stormy, her friend, after she called her, because Diddy's like coming back out and he's like, "Who are you on the phone with?" And she was like, "My friend." And then he's like, "Give me the phone." He called it back, and she said he was so mad, like even angrier than when he showed up at her house. And by the way, the jury is like looking like crazy. They are like taking notes. They are so into this story. Then she said that Kid Cudi actually pulls up next to them when they're in the car, and they basically start chasing him, and he gets away. So we all of a sudden hear about this high-speed chase, which was something I had never heard before. And then she was forced to call Cassie, and then Diddy basically made her and Cassie basically try to convince Kid Cudi not to tell the police it was Sean Combs, and he said, "Well, I'll kill you guys if you don't get him to do this or say that it wasn't me." And then Capricorn Clark says when they got to Diddy's house the next day, she and Cassie, it was really sad. She said he kicked her over and over and over again, and Cassie was crying, and she was in a fetal position.
This is why P. Diddy's team is trying to get that pardon from Trump. They trying to get Trump involved with it. I don't think they gonna let him go, y'all. I don't think they let him go. Like she said they are interested in this story. They were so interested. They got their pens to their notepads and all that. They are interested in this story. Tell us more, Cassie. That's what they doing.
And she kept backing away pretty much until she was out in the street, and that Capricorn Clark, he kicked her out. She had to walk home, and she said, she called Cassie's mother and just said, "I'm in over my head. I can't do anything, so you need to do something." And it was pretty sad. So let me see.
Don't forget, Cassie pregnant through all of this. So with that put stress on the baby and all that, just reliving all of this. This is wild.
I've got like 20 seconds left here. So we just started Cross, so I'll have to get into that later. But the Cross, they basically said, hey, in 2024, Agnifilo said, you met with us, with your lawyer, Brian Friedman, about a possible chief of staff job for Diddy, and said something like, hey, this whole thing, this criminal investigation would have never happened if I was here. But more later.
Dang. Hey, I'm going to keep y'all posted on, what's her name again? Lauren Conlin. Look, she's a great reporter. She's a great, you know what I'm saying? She be jotting down all the notes. They let her up in there, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to let y'all know what's going on. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the situation at hand. Big Kish signing out. I'm going, y'all.